Does the case filed by ex-COMELEC Commissioner Rowena Guanzon actually have merit, or will it go nowhere? Because there was no malicious intent from the accused. To answer that, we have on the show Attorney Josalee Deinla, Secretary-General of the National Union of People's Lawyers. Magandang umaga po sa inyo, Attorney.
Good morning, Gretchen. Good morning po sa lahat na nakikinig at nanonood.
Okay, we have yet to get down to the facts of what actually happened. There are always two sides to a story, di po ba? Pero kayo po, nung napanood niyo po itong video, what came to mind as to what cases can be filed here by both parties? Let's start first with the side of Attorney Rowena Guanzon.
Well, if there were threatening remarks made against her person, it would depend on what the degree, of the threat made against her. So she could probably resort to grave threats or even unjust vexation, yung annoyance, kung nag-cause ng annoyance or some kind of humiliation against her. The other party naman siguro could consider oral defamation or even slander. Defamation na verbal yung ginawa, Kaya lang we don't have the facts at hand, We have not seen, ako, hindi ko alam, yung the other side. I haven't heard the other party make any claims against the former commissioner. Ayun. So, I cannot really conclude, what is the most viable. But I heard that the former commissioner has already filed a case, with the PNP for investigation. So, let's see, kung ano man yung magiging meritorious, among the claims, between the parties.
Well, sabi po ni Attorney Guanzon, na ito po yung sinabi sa kanya, you're coughing, you should leave the mall, and you should stay at home. Oo. Are those enough?
Yeah. Well, coming from our experience during the COVID-19 pandemic, it's not entirely baseless for one to be extremely cautious in public places. Kaya lang, siguro ang nagmamatter dito yung manner of delivery, how the former commissioner felt when she heard those remarks from that person. So I would imagine, her feeling so slighted and probably napahiya kasi it's a public place and many other people were there. In fact, meron pa nga nakapag-cover ng pangyayari at na-record siya on video. So yun, tingin ko kung pag-uusapan natin yung basis, anong basis ng tao na yun para sabihin yun, there might be a reason that we can understand. But the manner of delivery, and the circumstance, surrounding them at the time, magmamatter din.
Okay. Of course, we're studying here, yung personal vis-a-vis the public spaces and proper decorum in those spaces. How would you weigh that? I mean, looking at the situation, meron nga pong she could have taken personal offense with the tone of the one who called her out, but also public mall po ito, there are health concerns. What is within our rights to call out?
Okay.
And how do we do that the right way?
Yeah. Oh, yung if I were in her shoes, ganyan. Kasi wala ka dun hindi mo rin masabi, how, you would comport yourself. Pero, looking at yung nakita kong video, siguro, I would not make a scene. I would demand it in a way that would command respect siguro. And, lalo na, I should always be mindful of my stature, being a former commissioner of an independent constitutional body, and a lawyer. And a lawyer is always expected, always held to a higher standard. Meron kami tinatawag na code of professional responsibility and accountability. We're always expected to treat other people with dignity and respect. Kahit feeling namin, kami nadedehado. May ganun expectations of us. So, dapat, tingin ko, kung tayo yung malalagay sa ganung klase sitwasyon, should always step back, no? And assess and probably try to calm down. And kung may ganung reklamo that we feel should be acted upon, then there are venues for that. Number one would be the mall authority, no? They could help mediate, no, between the parties. Pwede natin ipabot sa kanila, lalo na may mga security personnel din naman doon, no? Who could stand as witness kung ano talaga yung nangyari. Pwede mamagitan, no, between us. Pwede yun, no? Pwedeng ipabot doon. Tapos, if we really feel that there was humiliation or degrading treatment, then we could resort to the proper legal remedies. And we are not limited to criminal liability, no? Lagi natin consider din yung civil liability. So, ibig sabihin yan, you could, resort to civil action for damages, gano'n, no? Pero I wouldn't go that far. Kung ako lang, no, yung tatanungin, siguro an apology would suffice, no? For me. But that's just me. Yun. So, yun nga, ano rin siguro, no, reminder din sa mga lawyers, no, kagaya ko na meron talagang standards na kakaiba, lalo na dun sa mga former public officers, no, na laging subject yan to public scrutiny.
There are higher expectations for Decorum. There are those who say that she could be disbarred from this incident. Your thoughts on that?
Disbarment is a supreme penalty. Ano yan? Last resort yan, no, para dun sa mga lawyers na who were granted the privilege to practice. Tingin ko that would be too harsh a penalty. No? But I'm also not discounting the possibility that administrative complaints or disciplinary proceedings could be initiated against her. Kasi nga, bilang abogado siya, no? And in fact, the Supreme Court could even launch a motu proprio or on its own investigate, no? Or task the Integrated Bar of the Philippines to investigate and to issue recommendations, no, on how to act. So, it's a possibility, but I think masyado namang harsh, no, kung disbarment yung magiging penalty.
Okay.
In my opinion.
May isa pong nakapagtataka. Personally, it's a question because explicitly binanggit po na Chinese man. Ito po ba pwedeng maging basis for complaint from the Chinese man, or if he is indeed a Chinese national, pwede po ba yun basis of complaint for harassment or anything along those lines? Because I strive to understand the necessity for the declaration of the nationality, or at least the heritage of that person. What are your thoughts on that?
I think the nationality, no, of the other party surfaced, or what's considered, in light of the fact that the commissioner was saying or trying to justify that we should stand up, no, against foreign nationals. Siguro in that context, no, kaya siya nagiging relevant. But you know what? Anyone who has experienced, no, harassment from a lawyer could file, no, a complaint, no, regardless of nationality. So, hindi nagmamatter yun. Ako naman, ang tingin ko dyan, yung pagiging Chinese national niya, this wouldn't be one of the incidents when we should be, standing up, no? Hindi naman, hindi man natin pinaglalaban yung national sovereignty dito, or, it's not a matter of public interest per se, no? It's more of a matter of
personal
yung treatment o private,
comfort,
no, relation, no, between two parties. So I wouldn't bring it, no, or raise it to that level.
Okay. Sa inyo pong palagay, I know we have to get the facts on what actually happened. We'll probably rely on these videos, pati na rin on the account of the people in that altercation. Pero sa inyong palagay, sino po kaya ang may mas malakas na kaso?
Nako, ang hirap naman mag-comment ng ganyan, ano? Hirap ng tanong mo, Gretchen, Kasi I also want to be fair to the former commissioner, no? Because, like you said, no, we haven't seen the entirety, no, of what really happened. There could be something behind the scenes that were not captured on camera, no? So, I would decline, pero I would stand firm, no, on my earlier comment that the behavior is uncalled for, no. My opinion, nag-cause talaga siya ng unnecessary, no, na attention. At yun nga, sana it could have been handled more appropriately. At tingin ko may paraan talaga, no, kung sana na-resolve ba siya ng mas maayos at hindi umabot sa ganito, no, na talagang humantong sa virality, no, over something that is clearly unpleasant. It could have been handled more privately and better.
Oh. Pero kung wala po tayong clear audio of what the other party said to the commissioner, to the former commissioner, magiging he said, she said po yan, ano?
Exactly, oo. Saka, ang daling, ano yun, syempre kapag hindi mo talaga alam yung remarks, no, na pinagsasabi doon sa video na yun, big yun, and subject to, open talaga yan, to arbitrary interpretation. Mas mahirap yun, no? So,
depende na lang sa declarations kung ano po ang masabi.
Yes, oo. And I would advise, no, the commissioner to to reflect, no, on her actions and probably even the reactions of people. Kasi I heard, no, she's also been issuing remarks, no, against other individuals na rin, no, who have already made their opinion, no, on the matter.
Pwede rin po ba siyang kasuhan doon? Si Ronald Llamas. Kaaway po niya kahapon.
I heard, oo nga, no? And she even called Senator Risa Ontiveros a communist, as if that's criminal, no? To be a communist, no?
Okay.
We're not criminalizing freedom of thought here, di ba? Mga ganon. So, well, those could be additional grounds, no, for disciplinary proceedings.
Okay, another question for the sake of those who will see something similar like this in a public space. Yung pag-video po ba, pwede rin po bang kasuhan yung act na yun? At yung pagpo-post ng video? Kung hindi po kayo part, kung kayo po ay meron lang.
Oo kasi di ba meron tayong Data Privacy Act, no? And identifiable ka kapag na-videohan ka ng ganyan, no? At meron tayong mga tinatawag na data privacy principles, no? If you are a concerned citizen, no, who really feels that it's important, no, to bring what was covered to light, no, by posting it on social media, then there are there are matters that need to be considered. Necessary ba? Proportionate ba yung exposure, no? And are there children involved? Yung minors, di ba? Or does it involve acts of sexual harassment or sexual violence? Na kailangan protektado yung mga biktima. Yung mga ganun, hindi siya madali. And this could be, this needs to be assessed, no, so that the person who is the subject of the videos, no, could actually file claims, no, against the person who covered or filmed without consent and even posted, no, on social media. Unfortunately, marami na rin talaga nagbabiral na ganyan. Sumisikat, no, yung mga nagiging accidental public figures. But then there is also a more important consideration, no, that needs to be tawag dito, pag-aralan din, no, isama lagi sa equation yung public interest, no. Does the public have an interest in knowing, di ba, or watching these videos? Kasi tinitimbang din natin yan. If it's part of citizen journalism or by journalism, no, then probably may exceptions, no, for journalism sa Data Privacy Act, no. So, yung mga gano'n, nakapag-carve out naman ng mga objections
what if you want to balance out the power? What if you want to balance out the power dynamic in that confrontation? Kasi nga po, i-public official po si Commissioner Guanzon, as opposed to the ordinary citizens, and as an ordinary citizen, parang gusto mo pong tumulong doon just to balance it out and to help protect the rights of that private citizen. Your thoughts, is that something that could be justifiable in court?
Yes.
Kung sakasakaling mahabla ka po?
That would fall, I think, no, doon sa sinasabi kong public interest, no, na should be considered here in the equation. So, tama ka, no, may power dynamics. There's also definitely power imbalance between a private citizen and a public officer, no? So, ganun, no? Hindi rin kahit yung magiging airtime na ibibigay sa kanila, no? Public officials always have the right to reply and can always demand, no, for airtime. So it could be given more space, no, to themselves compared to the private citizen. So, ako okay lang sa akin, no? Kung titingnan natin yung legality, then I would go for exposure in favor of public interest.
What is your advice to those who somehow go through something uncomfortable like that in public? No, for example, they're afraid for their own health. What was the better way of approaching the former commissioner?
Well, if the other person already did it respectfully, then tingin ko, hindi kasi natin kontrolado paano magre-react ang tao. But always, I would always advise people to approach others, strangers, especially in public places, with utmost respect. But tayo mga Pilipino, magaling naman tayo dyan, magagalang tayo by nature, di ba? Sabihin lang natin, mawalang galang na po, pwede po ba? Pwede po ba natin takpan yung bibig, ganyan, o gumamit ng face mask, kapag tayo inuubo, kasi lalo na lang sa public places. We have the right, to be treated din naman with kindness and consideration ng ating kapwa.
Okay, so basta laging mabait, proper and professional. Okay. Something to note, good to note. There are lessons to take from this incident. This viral
Definitely.
incident. Okay, maraming salamat po for joining us today and helping us gain perspective on that. We have attorney Josalee Deinla of the National Union of People's Lawyers.